Yo, what's good, fam? The internet is straight up on fire right now. Fans everywhere are in complete shock. We thought we knew the whole story behind King Von's tragic murder. But nah, there's a hidden hand nobody's talking about. And trust me, this tea is piping hot. This ain't your usual gang beef gone wrong narrative. This is some next-level betrayal, family drama, and cold-blooded moves behind the scenes that will blow your mind. Imagine thinking it's just street beef. Then, bam, you realize there's a whole web of secrets, backstabbing, and shocking twists tangled up with Von's death. And guess what? Some of the people closest to him might have played roles nobody saw coming. Fans are asking, who really pulled the trigger? Who's been hiding in plain sight while this whole city mourns? This video is gonna unpack the untold, messy, and wild story, the drama, the social media chaos, the family fallout, and the shocking reveals that'll have you screaming, "No way they did that." Stay tuned, because what you think you know about King Von's murder, it's about to get flipped upside down. The night King Von got killed wasn't just another headline, it was the start of a twisted story nobody was ready for. The streets were buzzing, rumors already running wild. But what went down was way deeper than a simple gang shootout. The truth is buried under layers of lies, betrayal, and secrets from people Von trusted the most. And that's exactly what makes this whole situation so damn messy. You have to understand, Von was more than just a rapper from Chicago. He was family, a brother to many, and someone the streets looked up to. But with that respect came enemies, and not just from rival crews. There was tension inside his own circle. Tension that was bubbling under the surface for months, maybe even years. Before that tragic night, it all started a few days before the shooting. Von was seen arguing with a close associate, someone fans would never expect to be part of this drama. The argument wasn't just about money or music. It was personal. Sources say it got heated to the point where Von shouted, "How could you do this to me? I trusted you." People close to Von tried to calm things down, but the damage was done. Emotions were running high, and the cracks in Von's circle were starting to show. On the night of the shooting, Von and his crew rolled up to that nightclub in Atlanta, ready for a night out. The mood was tense, but Von tried to keep it light. He even posted a story on Instagram, smiling, unaware that things were about to spiral out of control. Little did he know, eyes were watching him, plans were being made, and a betrayal was lurking in the shadows. Inside the club, a confrontation happened fast. What started as words quickly turned into gunfire. Witnesses say Von tried to de-escalate, but shots rang out. Von was hit multiple times, chaos erupted, and people scattered. Emergency crews rushed in, but Von didn't make it. The streets were left shocked, the rap community devastated. But here's where things get complicated. From the jump, people pointed fingers at rival Atlanta crews. Some said it was a retaliation for past beefs. Others claimed it was just another street fight gone wrong. But the people who really knew Von, his family, and close friends, started noticing something weird, details that didn't add up. First, Von's movements that night seemed strangely exposed. How did the shooters know exactly where he'd be? Why was the security so light? And why did Von's supposed close associates suddenly vanish from social media right after the shooting? Fans started digging, and what they found was suspicious: a pattern of secret calls, deleted messages, and rumors of inside information being leaked. Add to that the mysterious phone call that leaked online just hours after the shooting. In it, Von's voice sounded frantic, almost pleading. He said, "Man, I can't believe you did this. Why would you set me up?" The person on the other end, someone from Von's own circle, a trusted friend who was suddenly nowhere to be found. This call sent shockwaves through the fan base. Questions swirled. Trust broke, and rumors began to spiral out of control. Meanwhile, the family was thrown into chaos. Vaughn's cousins and siblings started publicly accusing each other of hiding the truth. One cousin posted a cryptic message on Instagram. "Sometimes the enemy isn't outside the house." That comment section exploded with fans debating who the real traitor was, sparking intense drama within Vaughn's own camp. Some blamed his management for negligence. Others suspected jealousy and power struggles behind the scenes. Social media wasn't just reacting, it was erupting. Hashtags like #VaughnBetrayed and #JusticeForVaughn blew up, with fans dropping theories left and right. Some said the shooting was a setup, orchestrated to take control of Vaughn's legacy and his growing empire. Others thought it was all about street politics, a power move masked as a beef. Whatever the truth, the digital streets were wild, and no one was backing down from sharing their hot takes. But amid all the chaos, one thing was clear: the person who pulled the trigger wasn't just some random enemy. The real danger came from within Vaughn's circle, from someone who had access to his plans, his whereabouts, and his trust. That's the cold, hard truth nobody wanted to face. But it's the truth that's been hiding in plain sight. This whole time, the days after Vaughn's death were a whirlwind of emotions: anger, sadness, confusion. The streets mourned, but they also demanded answers. And those answers, they weren't coming easily. Family members held private meetings, but the distrust was thick. Some refused to speak, others leaked stories to the media, and the whole situation became a powder keg ready to explode. Fans started piecing together conversations, leaked texts, and sightings of Vaughn's associates. One viral screenshot showed a message from the same associate who vanished, talking about setting things straight and handling business just hours before the shooting. Was this just coincidence or proof of something sinister? People debated endlessly. But one thing was clear: the narrative we thought we knew was about to get flipped. This whole situation wasn't just about the streets or rap beef, it was about power, loyalty, and betrayal on a level that cuts deep. Vaughn's name had become bigger than just music. He was building a brand, a movement, and someone wanted that gone. And they didn't care who they had to use or break to do it. So now, as the investigation drags on and the family struggles to heal, questions remain. Who exactly is the hidden hand behind Vaughn's murder? Why did this betrayal happen? And what does this mean for the legacy Vaughn left behind? Fans and insiders are desperate for the truth. But the truth seems buried under lies, silence, and fear. And just when you thought this story couldn't get any more complicated, that's when the next shocking reveal drops something that's about to turn everything upside down. Stay locked, because the drama is only getting started. The night the leaked message dropped, the whole internet exploded. Suddenly, people weren't just talking about Vaughn's death. They were questioning everything about who he really was rolling with. This blew the lid off the idea that Vaughn's murder was just street beef. This was calculated, a setup that involved betrayal on a level nobody expected. And what made it worse? Vaughn's family was blindsided, some saying they'd warned him, others claiming they had no idea what was happening until it was too late. The emotional fallout was intense. Vaughn's siblings were caught in a public feud with the associate's family, accusing them of complicity. One heated phone call was leaked, where Vaughn's brother shouted, "How could you let this happen? You were supposed to have his back." The associates' camp fired back on social media, denying everything and accusing Vaughn's family of trying to stir drama for clout. Social media became a battlefield. Every day, new rumors surface, some wild enough to make you question reality. One viral TikTok claimed the associate was working with corrupt police to frame rival gangs, hoping to clear the streets for their own cruise control. Another video showed a family member crying on camera, pleading for peace, but also hinting at secrets they couldn't reveal. The fan base was split between those who believed Von's camp was covering something up and those who thought the betrayal came from outside forces trying to fracture the family. Comment sections were packed with theories, conspiracy videos, and intense debates. Some said Von's death was a message warning, others not to cross certain lines. Others thought it was a power grab disguised as tragedy amid all this. Von's management stayed quiet, fueling more suspicion. Insiders said they were negotiating behind the scenes, trying to keep the peace and protect Von's legacy. But the damage was done. The family was divided, friendships destroyed, and the streets were left with more questions than answers. Then came another bombshell: discovery of a hidden recording. A leaked voicemail from Von just days before the shooting, where he said, "I don't know who to trust no more, man. Feels like everybody's got a knife in their hand." The voice was raw, vulnerable, and it broke the hearts of fans worldwide. It was clear Von felt the pressure, the paranoia, the weight of the streets closing in. But this voicemail didn't just show Von's fears, it also hinted at someone close betraying him. The way he said it, like a whisper, suggested a secret he couldn't say out loud. "If they're listening, they know what's coming," he added, sending chills through listeners. Some fans think this was a final warning, a cry for help that went unheard. With every new piece of information, the story grew darker. The family had to deal with the public fallout while trying to find justice in a system that often failed them. Some members called for calm. Others wanted the truth to come out no matter the cost. The pressure mounted as journalists, bloggers, and street reporters dug deeper. A few days later, one of Von's closest friends dropped a video confessing that he'd seen the associate acting suspiciously before the shooting. He was acting different, secretive. "Didn't want to be around us no more," he said, voice cracking. "I tried to tell Von, but he wouldn't listen. Now I regret it every day." This confession added fuel to the fire, and fans flooded social media with support and heartbreak. In the streets, whispers turned into loud talks about revenge and loyalty. Some said Von's crew was planning retaliation, but others feared a cycle of violence that would only lead to more bloodshed. Community leaders stepped in, urging peace, while some local artists spoke out against the senseless drama tearing the culture apart. Amidst the chaos, the mystery associate remained in the shadows. Rumors about his whereabouts spread. Some said he fled the country. Others claimed he was in protective custody. Attempts to contact him for comment came back silent. This silence only made the public more suspicious, making it seem like he had something to hide. The divide within Von's family and crew deepened. Private messages leaked online showed bitter arguments over who could be trusted and who needed to be cut off. Some family members wanted to publicly name the traitor, while others feared it would bring more danger. The emotions ran high, and the family was left fractured, a shadow of what it once was. With all this drama unfolding, the media had a field day. Tabloid headlines screamed betrayal and conspiracy, while rap news channels debated every angle. Pundits argued whether Von's death was preventable or inevitable. Some blamed the streets. Others blamed the culture of loyalty and revenge. Everyone had an opinion, but the truth remained elusive. The fans, meanwhile, kept watching, commenting, and speculating. The story wasn't just entertainment, it was personal. Von represented hope, struggle, and pain for many, and his death felt like a wound to the community. People wanted answers, justice, and closure. But what they got was a tangled mess of secrets and lies. Just when you thought the story couldn't get more intense, another shock dropped. An unexpected player emerged, a well-known music executive rumored to have ties to both Von's camp and Atlanta's street scene. Sources claimed he had a hand in trying to broker peace before the shooting, but also had business interests that complicated the situation. His involvement added a whole new layer of complexity. making it clear that Von's murder wasn't just about street beef, was about money, power, and control. This revelation threw everyone into confusion. Was this executive trying to save Von, or was he playing both sides to protect his empire? Insiders leaked private meetings where tempers flared and accusations flew. The tension wasn't just between crews anymore. It was in boardrooms and back alleys. The lines between friend and foe blurred. And the story that started as a tragic shooting had morphed into a full-blown drama filled with deception, heartbreak, and high stakes. Fans waited with bated breath for the next chapter, knowing that every answer only brought more questions. And just like that, the hidden hand behind King Von's murder was no longer just a rumor, it was a reality that was tearing apart families, friendships, and the rap game itself. The music executive's name was whispered everywhere, but no one dared speak it outright. Some said he was the puppeteer behind the scenes, pulling strings nobody knew about. Others believed he was caught in the middle, trying to hold everything together while the whole situation exploded in his face. Either way, his involvement changed the game. Inside Von's circle, paranoia hit an all-time high. Every phone call, every text, every meeting was suspect. One night, a leaked group chat showed Von's closest friends arguing about who could be trusted, with one member accusing another of being too cozy with the executive. "We don't know where his loyalty lies," the message read. Emotions ran high, and the family was left divided. Some crew members blamed the exec for not doing enough to protect Von, while others thought he might have had a hand in the betrayal, motivated by business over brotherhood. The lines blurred between loyalty and profit. The whole camp was caught in the crossfire of a power struggle nobody signed up for. Social media continued to fan the flames. Influencers and rap news channels jumped on the story, dissecting every leak and snippet. The exec's moves make this feel like a chess game. One viral post said, "Von was the pawn caught between kings." Fans flooded comment sections with questions, accusations, and prayers, making the drama impossible to ignore. Amidst the chaos, Von's family faced a heartbreaking dilemma. Do they expose the truth fully, risking more enemies and danger, or keep some secrets locked down to protect the legacy and the people left behind? One of Von's sisters was heard telling a friend, "The truth might kill us all if it gets out." The weight of that statement hung heavy over everyone. Meanwhile, the missing associate remained off the grid, fueling speculation. Some said he was hiding out overseas. Others believed he was under police protection, cooperating with investigators. A few rumors claimed he had been offered a deal for silence trading information for freedom. But not everyone was ready to listen. Some from Von's old crew accused family members of playing politics, turning the tragedy into a game of power. Heated exchanges on social media showed the family was still fighting internally, unable to unite behind a single truth. The comment section turned into a war zone, with fans and insiders taking sides amid this chaos. New evidence surfaced: security footage from outside the club showing a suspicious car parked nearby for hours before the shooting. Investigators said it matched the associate's vehicle, suggesting he was there earlier than he claimed. This detail raised even more questions. Was the shooting planned? Was Von set up in more ways than one? The family's legal team pushed for a deeper investigation, demanding the authorities look beyond street rumors and dig into the business ties and betrayals that may have led to Von's death. But the system moved slow, and frustration grew. Von's supporters felt justice was being delayed, maybe even denied. In the music world, artists began weighing in. Some close to Von spoke about how the industry sometimes overlooks the dangerous intersections of street life and business. Others warned young rappers about the pitfalls of trusting the wrong people, sharing cautionary tales disguised as advice. Von's death became a painful lesson for many. As the story unfolded, a controversial figure stepped forward, another rapper from Chicago who claimed to have insider knowledge. In a fiery interview, he accused the executive of using Von to boost his own power, calling him out for exploiting street drama for profit. This interview went viral, dividing fans and shaking up the narrative even more. The drama wasn't just limited to Chicago or Atlanta anymore. It spread across the country, with fans and media outlets from coast to coast picking sides, debating the real story behind Von's death. Some praised Von as a legend taken too soon. Others saw the situation as a warning about the darker side of rap culture. The family's pain was the backdrop to this public spectacle. Behind closed doors, they were fighting battles most fans didn't see: threats, betrayal, and the heavy weight of loss. One family member was hospitalized after a heated confrontation at a public event, proving that the drama was as real and raw as it gets. And just when you thought the story might settle, the missing associate made a sudden move, a cryptic social media post hinting at coming forward when the time is right. This post set off a frenzy of speculation. Was he finally ready to speak? Or was this another game in a long, twisted saga? Fans held their breath, waiting for what could be the biggest reveal yet. The tension was palpable, the stakes higher than ever. This wasn't just about Von anymore, it was about power, loyalty, revenge, and survival. And with the family divided, the streets restless, and the players all watching, the next move could change everything. The moment the missing associate dropped that cryptic post, the streets and internet went into overdrive. When the time is right wasn't just some vague tease, fans took it as a promise that the truth was about to drop. Everyone wanted in on the fallout. Every rap news channel picked it up, every influencer dissected the wording, and social media exploded with speculation. Some said he was finally ready to confess, to clear the air and maybe get some justice for King Von. Others were skeptical, thinking it was just another stunt to stay relevant or cover tracks. But the undeniable fact was this: the silence that had wrapped around him for months was breaking, and nobody knew what he was going to say. Inside Von's family, the reaction was mixed. Some were hopeful that the associate's confession could bring closure. Others feared it would open wounds that never heal. Private messages leaked, showing family members debating whether to support the associate coming forward or to reject anything he says outright. Emotions ran high. The family was more divided than ever. Then, right as anticipation peaked, a live video dropped. The associate appeared, eyes tired but steady. "I'm here to tell the truth," he said. His voice shook as he recounted everything from the early days with Von, to the rising tension, to the night that changed everything. He admitted 2 mistakes, 2 wrong choices, but denied ever intending to have Von killed. Instead, he pointed fingers at others who, according to him, manipulated the situation behind the scenes. His confession was shocking and messy. He revealed a web of deceit involving people nobody expected: certain members of Von's management team, a couple of industry execs, and even some family members who allegedly tried to leverage Von's rising fame for their own gain. The associate claimed he was caught in a game much bigger than himself, a pawn who wanted out but couldn't escape. This admission sent shockwaves through the community. Fans were divided. Some believed his story, seeing it as a raw, human moment of regret and truth. Others called him a liar and traitor, accusing him of trying to rewrite history to save himself. Hashtags like #TruthOrLie and #VonLegacy trended as people debated fiercely. The family's response was immediate and intense. Von's mother posted a heartfelt message asking for healing and unity. But she also warned that some truths hurt more than bullets. Private conversations leaked again, showing family members wrestling with whether to forgive or fight back. The emotional roller coaster was real, and the divide was tearing them apart. Meanwhile, the investigation gained momentum. With the associate's live confession, authorities reopened several leads, questioning previously silent witnesses and re-examining evidence. There were rumors of possible indictments looming, and the streets held their breath for who might be next. Amid the fallout, a surprising turn happened. The controversial music executive previously rumored to be involved stepped forward publicly, denying all allegations and calling for calm. He claimed to have tried to protect Vaughn and his family, and insisted the drama was fueled by outsiders looking to profit. His statement added another layer of confusion, with fans split between supporting him or siding with the associate. The social media war didn't cool down. Videos, memes, reaction clips flooded every platform. Some rappers came out with emotional tributes to Vaughn, urging peace and reflection. Others reignited the fire, throwing shade at the accused and challenging the exec's story. It felt like a never-ending saga with no clear end in sight. But in the middle of all this noise, something deeper was happening. Vaughn's legacy began to take on a life of its own as music. His message, his story inspiring conversations about loyalty, trust, and the harsh realities of street life mixed with fame. Documentaries, podcasts, and articles explored his life beyond the headlines, showing a young man caught between two worlds, fans and insiders. Alike started asking, will the truth set Vaughn's legacy free or trap it forever in this cycle of betrayal and pain? Will the family heal, or will this drama rip them apart for good? And what about the broader rap community? Can they learn from this tragedy? Or are more stories like Vaughn's inevitable? The emotional stakes were at their highest. The family's grief was compounded by anger and suspicion. Friendships had shattered, some permanently. Street alliances shifted, and the industry watched closely, wary of the fallout. The drama wasn't just entertainment anymore. It was a real-life story with real consequences, and just when it seemed like the dust might settle, new whispers surfaced about another player in the shadows. Someone who had remained silent, but whose influence might explain why the situation escalated as it did. Rumors hinted at a hidden agenda, something so explosive it could change everything we thought we knew about King Von's murder. The story was far from over. All right, fam, what a wild ride this has been. From the shocking betrayal by someone Vaughn trusted, to the mysterious music exec caught up in all this, and the emotional family drama tearing people apart. The story of King Von's murder just keeps getting deeper and darker. We saw how the streets reacted, how fans split down the middle, and how social media became a battleground for truth, lies, and heartbreak. The associate's confession, the family's pain, and the heavy questions about loyalty and power all show us this isn't just another headline. It's a real-life saga with serious consequences. Now, with whispers about hidden players and new twists possibly on the way. The question is, will this feud destroy careers and legacies for good? Can Vaughn's family find peace amid the chaos? And will the rap community finally learn from this tragedy, or get caught in another cycle of violence and betrayal? These are questions only time will answer. But one thing's for sure. The story behind King Von's murder is way more complicated than anyone ever expected. And we're here to break it down, dig deep, and bring you every insane update as it unfolds. So, what do you think really happened? Who's the real mastermind behind the scenes? Drop your thoughts and theories down below. Smash that like button if you're here for the truth and the drama. And don't forget to subscribe for more of the hottest, rawest rap news and gossip. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. Stay tuned, stay woke, and keep it locked right here.